Have you guys seen this? It is called the SHERP. Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name's Casey and this is your off-road community news. If you're not already a subscriber here on the channel, I would love to have you join the community here. I do upload off-road community news throughout the week as I come across interesting off-road videos that I think you guys will like, and I feature them here on my channel. And this video is from a channel which I have been following for a while because watching the types of terrain that this Sherp can go through is absolutely astonishing. And this week they put out a video, Sherp versus Jeeps. And we got to see the Sherp go head to head with some more traditional off-road rigs in some loose and muddy wet terrain. Now this is where the Sherp really shines as well. It is amphibious and can go through water. Go check it out. It is cool and fun to watch on the trail. If you've been following along to my worst off-road failure video series, we have had a number of other people create videos detailing their story of their worst off-road failure as well. I have left a link down in the description below to my video where I started the challenge and challenged a few other YouTubers to also tell us about their worst off-road failure. And we have had a number of responses now. In the pinned comment, I have tried to track as many of those video responses as I can and put links to them for you guys to go check out all of the stories. I think this is a great way for everybody to find new off-road channels that you may not already be subscribed to, and for all of us to tell an interesting story or embarrassing story or story we don't want anybody to know about, but we're gonna put on YouTube anyways. This week we had an upload from Jake over at his channel, I Am Jake, and if you aren't familiar with Jake, he has been living out of his Jeep for the past 3 years. And he's gone everywhere from Walmart parking lots to the most scenic campgrounds that you can think of across the United States as he tours around. And he put out a video this week basically recapping the last 3 years living in his Jeep and all of the different problems and modifications that he's had to do to his Jeep in order to get it to what he thinks is the most optimal setup. And he's in the middle of actually doing some more huge modifications. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I could live out of my Jeep for 3 years. What do you think? Leave a comment down below if you think you could live out of your Jeep or off-road vehicle for that long. Now our crazy hosts Damon and Dave over at Daily Driven Exotics, they put out a video. It's a bit of a parody video on this whole Storm Area 51 thing going on Facebook, which I think has 1 or 2 million people that are actually saying they're gonna go do it, but I highly doubt it. But it was a really kind of fun video with them and their Humvee and going out and getting a whole bunch of military surplus and terrorizing the streets of Los Angeles. If you want to go check out their video, I thought it was a pretty good laugh and a well done video, as always, from that channel. Also yesterday, we had an upload from Brad over at TRAILRECON with his new Jeep Gladiator. We've already had a couple videos with him and the Gladiator, but in this one he starts to talk a bit about the modifications that he's already started in on with his new truck, as well what he plans to be doing with it. We did know that it is going to be an overland style build, but I think he has some plans to make it more of a hardcore overland build. So I think we're gonna see it move up from those 35s to some 37s very soon. One of the things that I think Brad is already running into with trying to build such a rig so early on is that the vendors really haven't created their products yet. So he's got a few cool and interesting mods to it, and he talks about what he wants to do with it and where he wants to go with it. I have no doubt that the Gladiator off-road aftermarket space will be flooded within time, but we're gonna get to see Brad probably use a little bit of ingenuity as well as getting early access to as many products as he can in order to take his build where he wants it to go. Speaking of Gladiators, Ben and Cassie over at JK Gear and Gadgets took their brand new Gladiator Rubicon out onto the trail to do a little bit of off-roading before it got some modifications. It was a really fun video to see just how well the Rubicon performs on some trails that we would normally see more modified rigs on. And in fact, they did have some modified Jeeps with them on the trail, and you could see just the difference between a modified Wrangler and the stock Gladiator. Now, they did end up scraping the bottom of that Gladiator several times on some obstacles, but I don't think that it's going to stay stock very long. I'm pretty sure Ben has the modification itch and will be scratching it very soon. That was kind of a weird analogy, wasn't it? Anyways, I can't wait to see what Ben plans to be doing on that new Gladiator. I'm pretty sure it's going to get some bigger tires. They did make reference to 37s, which seem to be the go-to tire size on the Gladiator, and likewise with the JL and the JK, you could probably get away with moderate off-roading and not having to upgrade your axle. Unless you're Brittany and Kevin over at Lightbride, and then you need a Pro Rock 44 right away, but they really off-road that thing pretty hard, and they just put a Pro Rock 60 and 80 in it. So, thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video.